7:53. Got one of my kiddos to school on time. The other one is home sick. And I am headed out to go get a ultrasound done on my hand. And going by the mile markers, I need to get over into the lane for my exit. In about 5 miles. Had some coffee this morning. I didn't really feel like eating, so a little closer to lunchtime I had a bowl of off-brand Cheerios. A very oddly overripe but not bruised, that's a weird combination, banana with some oat milk and some caramel syrup that I usually use in my coffee. It was pretty good like that. Tasted a little bit like banoffee pie. I should make some banoffee pie. Do you like bananas? So they're not going to be able to tell me anything. I've been through this one too many times. Ultrasounds, right? The technician will do their thing and then pass it off to the doctor, so they're not allowed to say anything to you about what they can see or what they can't see, or what they think it is, or what it might be. They are not allowed to say squat. They can't even... I had an ultrasound done on my carotid arteries, right? And they couldn't even tell me that it looked okay. They had to wait for a doctor to tell me that it was looking okay. It was like a week later. So they can't tell me squat today. But my appointment to find out whatever this looks like is going to be on Wednesday. So I can wait 2 days. But I took my tape off expecting to put on my little wrist brace that I picked up yesterday, which would have been totally fine. Except when I went to get my brace on, I couldn't find it. I had picked up my headphones. Jeez Louise, man, just move over. You got your blinker on. I picked up my headphones, I picked up my TV remote, and I picked up my brace all at the same time off my bed to put them away while I was going to bed last night. My headphones are where they go. My TV remote is where it goes. And I tore my room apart and the thing has just disappeared. Didn't even get to use it. I bought that specifically for this, for driving up here and not having to rip a layer of skin off, which I did this morning, not knowing I didn't know where my brace was, and then put another layer of tape on. So I brought the KT tape, and I will tape up again after I'm done with this. So much baloney. Alright, there's the Harley Davidson, so my exit is coming up probably next. Alrighty, it's 2 o'clock exactly, which had been my appointment time, but I got here early and they managed to get me in and done early. So that is good. Hopefully they can move up other people or fit an extra person in, maybe, depending on how their day goes. So I know what they're not allowed to, tell me. So I was able to ask some questions in such a format that the ultrasound tech could answer. Like, generally when you see a dark spot like that, that's fluid rather than solid, right? And so of course I'm sitting up, right? He had sitting on the, because they're almost always, they have the machine on the right side of the hospital bed, right? So I'm sitting on there with my hand on this table on top of a pillow, and it hurts so much right now because I got all, twisted and stuff and probed, and it's been sore anyway, but like it hurts extra. So so he's like pointing it out, and it's like at one point it looked like there were 3 pockets all bridged together, but it is actually 2. He was picking up the other one. was very, very careful to make absolutely certain that he knew what was where. It's not on the joint. So the chances of it being a ganglion cyst are super, super low. Not to rule that out. You're just pretty sure that's not what this is. Lots of clear images and a little bit of video of that. Of course, I don't get that unless I go to records and ask for it. But I am taping up because it was uncomfortable drive and uncomfortable probing. I'm gonna get something cold to drink. Then I'm gonna run back to my neck of the woods. Getting my tape on. So, slightly more comfortable drive back. Probably pick up some prescriptions on the way. And I think my dad's a little extra anxious on this because he kept asking me, you know, what time's your appointment time? What time do you need to leave to get there on time? That sort of thing, which he tends to do every now and again. Can't be helped. Alright, so I've got some prescriptions that for some reason the pharmacy had decided rather than texting me like they always do, they would email it to me instead yesterday when I didn't notice. This is not an email I check every day. So now they're texting me going, when do you plan to pick up these prescriptions that we super told you about? Except not in your usual manner. Rude. It's like, when I get back to town and you guys can wait. Stretchy tape. Good. Yeah, I may have stretched that a little too much because now my anchors are overlapped. Usually when you anchor this stuff, you want a unstretched portion at the end of the tape, either end, both ends really, to be attached straight to skin and not more tape. Now, to get back on the highway. I don't know why the pressure was so bad. I just got very uncomfortable on my thumb. Like I couldn't feel my thumb. It was a little bit numb, a little bit pins and needles. So the little fluid pouches, they're pushing on something. And they're connected. They're like two little lumps with a little bridge between. I'm really glad these things showed up very clearly. And at no point has anybody suggested that it's all in my head. It is definitely happening. And I am definitely getting more and more uncomfortable as this goes. So it's probably going to be getting my hand opened up. But the sooner we do that, the sooner I can get back to normal life. So I'm fine with that. Alrighty, we are running so behind today. It's 9:15 and it's dinner time finally. So today I have been fixing myself a mocktail, I guess. Ice, a good chunk of lime juice, water, my sugar-free caramel syrup that I like so much, and some rose water, and it tastes really good. And also is probably better for me than the Coke Zero that I have sitting up on the craft table that I'm probably going to have after I finish that. That's, I think, my second glass today. Anyway, here's my plate. Right. Pork chop, scalloped potatoes, and that is spinach artichoke dip, which I'm having with some wheat thins that are not on the plate. Because I didn't have space for it. I'm gonna try watching an episode of Daredevil. I'm trying to relax, but the ultrasound thingy that they were holding on my hand, so they were not trying to hurt me, but I was like really like get in there because I don't want to have to do this an extra time. I don't want any questions where the doctor is concerned. I want them to have a really clear idea what we're doing next. And that was really uncomfortable. It hurt. My hand has been hurting all the whole day since, right? I mean, worth it. But that doesn't make it hurt less. So, Daredevil. And coping and food. It's 11:54. I kept having to pause, but I've made it through 2 episodes of Daredevil, which for some reason my brain keeps wanting to say Deadpool. I didn't know squat about Deadpool until much more recently than I knew about Daredevil. And that lamp is not sitting where it normally does. I have to go and yell at one of my kids who's still awake because they have star testing, both of them, in the morning. Which is typical standardized testing, Texas, horrible. All actual educators will tell you that is not helpful. It just stresses the kids, and then they have to do it anyway. Because there's a reason we're like really low on the list in education in this country. And that's just in this country. That's not even compared to other first world nations. Man, sometimes it feels like a downhill slide. Anyway, couple episodes of Daredevil. I'm ticking them off on my list. I did a bit of cleaning in here trying to find that blasted wrist brace. Shuffled a lot of things. Didn't make any progress, didn't find it. Although I did get my little radiator heater put away behind my guitars, between the guitars and the window, so that's less to trip on. Although when I moved it, I was lifting it like over, and I wound up setting it down on the back of my left calf. So that'll probably bruise here in a couple of days. I'm always busting up my legs. I should do better. I should be more careful about that. But I'm done for the night. Thanks for sharing my day with me.